Hey, what's up, everybody? We're gonna be discussing the role and impact of fathers. Uh, yeah. We're going to be looking into it through the lens of the Black Panther film. So I'm about to sound very philosophical and intellectual. Um, so let's jump right into it. So basically, the role of a father can impact a child's life immensely. Um, Especially the relationship between a father and son. That's like a match made in heaven. Okay, sons always look up to their fathers as kind of a role model, as this all heavenly God to show them the path to be a man and grow muscles and run. I will slay the dragon. I don't. Okay, not necessarily that, but that basic gist, that basic idea, of like a basis of how to form their character and their personality and like how to interact. What is their motivation? A father is supposed to be that guiding light through life, and that is definitely shown with the two main characters, the protagonist and antagonist of Black Panther. T'Chaka and Joby are the fathers of the two main characters, T'Challa and Killmonger, and they are heavily represented in the film. They are definitely a motivating factor in the goals and views and actions of the characters in this film. Now, although the father figures in the stories affect T'Challa and Killmonger deeply, they do have different effects on each other, as both characters have very different upbringings. T'Challa was brought up in a very rich family, a very political family. His father was the king of Wakanda, and he was basically a power figure who watched over the land and made a lot of very important decisions. While Killmonger was a person who was living on the streets, whose father had been killed and, in a sense, betrayed by the Wakandan people. And he was basically left and banished to the outside world, not allowing for any help from the inside race of the Wakandan. So it causes a conflict. T'Challa, who whose father T'Chaka dies later in the story, has like really big shoes to fill. He's worried about if he's going to be able to be as good as his father. A lot of people are putting a lot of pressure on him and have a lot of ideas of what he has to do. And T'Challa, he's really conflicted on how to move forward in his life, but he knows for a fact that he really wants to honor his father's name. And the same goes for Killmonger. He wants to honor his father's name too. But both of them have very different ideas. His father was very conservative, not in like the political sense. Like he wanted to conserve um, the resources of Wakanda. He didn't want to give it up freely. And Killmonger's father, and Joby, he wanted to essentially give out the weapons to people who were in need, oppressed people. He wanted to support them in like uprisings and wars and stuff to help really defend. He wanted to spread the resources of Wakanda. Ultimately, we can see the two sides obviously are contradictory towards each other because one wants to keep everything to themselves and the other wants to spread everything out and give it to others. And when their paths obviously meet, when T'Chaka finds out that Anjobi's selling vibranium to arms dealers and has an undercover operation. He confronts him, they get into a dispute, he gets killed, and he tries to forget and cover up everything that happened there, including leaving Killmonger. But with those two conflicting ideas, it leaves the two sons with conflicting ideas too. Um, Killmonger obviously infiltrates Wakanda and plans to send vibranium out to the other worlds, um, out to the other countries and stuff to help out. And T'Challa wants to keep everything together just like his father had done. But once T'Challa finds out about the horrible deed that his father did, he doesn't think his father can be forgiven, and he starts to see the error of his father's ways, and that it's a new future, and that he should be his own king and carve his own path. And that's ultimately what he does. So, overall, the wishes and beliefs and motivations of a father gets passed on and taught to their children, and that can heavily impact them. That guides them into their path in life and what they want to do. And typically, they will try to continue the goals of their father, and or at least give it their best shot and really try. Unless they something happens and they begin to not believe what their father has told them. Similar to what happened to T'Challa when he finds out that maybe not everything that his father has done is the best for his country and his people. And yeah, that's basically it. Okay, bye bye.